go ahead and stay on base today. It's Wednesday, hump day. And it's still a little overcast today like it was yesterday. But yesterday turned out okay. The sun came out and everything. So that's probably what's going to happen here. I have on some new shoes. These were not shoes that I bought. They're actually donations. Somebody gave the female veterans here these tennis shoes, which I think I'm gonna record my feet walking so you guys can see it. So I'm gonna sit right here, guys. Every time I walk this way, I wind up having to sit here and wait for somebody to get out of my way. But maybe today I won't have to do that. Because, guys, I'm walking and talking. So I don't want some nincompoop to think I'm talking to them. And I don't have my earbuds in today. So naturally, I look like I'm talking to myself. Oh, you know what? I didn't get to tell you guys yesterday. I voted. Yesterday was a little small election, and we just had to vote for. Well, I had to vote for a 12th district representative. I guess it was time for them to, switch up, whatever. So yeah, that was a trip. Well, I don't, go to a poll or anything like that. I just mail it in, which I did. As long as it's postmarked, they say, the day of the election. So I voted day before yesterday. But yesterday was the vote day for people that were gonna go to the poll. Y'all know that I don't get out, so anyway, we want to cross over the road here. We don't come this way that often. Reason being is because the sidewalk doesn't go all the way. We just have to cross and do all of that. So, and I don't like to cross in the road. I like to stay on the sidewalk if I can. But it's, it's not as bad crossing the road in here, because the MPs, they're pretty good about making sure people go the correct speed, that they're not. This thing is just talking away. That's how you guys know I don't have my, what is that? That's how you guys know I don't have my earbuds in, because you know my phone is, he's talking to me. Do you guys remember the video I did where all of these beautiful birds of paradise were in bloom? I don't know what time of year that was when I did that video. So it's very interesting. Here's the bus. That's one of the newer buses. All right, let's continue walking. Yeah, so we have to find out what time of year that was that we saw those birds of paradise. All right, guys, I'm gonna get quiet because we're coming up on somebody and I don't have my earbuds in. Walking up and down the thing. I don't know what's going on. Good morning. Oh, that smells good. So yeah, I'll speed through that part. Well, I did. You guys just don't know it. I don't know if I do or not. I won't be able to get through that part until I edit, so I don't know if I'm gonna speed through it or not. You know, it's when I'm editing my videos, it's interesting because you know, a lot of the times that I think it's a long period of time, when I look back at the video, it's really not that long, and so I might opt to you know, just leave it at regular speed. It just seems like it's a long time, but it's not really. All right. Pardon me. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I was looking at some stuff on the internet yesterday about the craziest things on the planet, and I think it was something like the craziest things on the planet. But they were talking about this thing called Devil's Creek. I think it's called Devil's Creek. And apparently there's this water that goes into a cave, and they don't know where the water goes to. It's someplace in Minnesota, and they call it Devil's Creek. So if you get a chance, look that up, Devil's Creek. It's in Minnesota, and supposedly it's some weird thing. Good morning. So it's the scientists don't know where the water comes back out. What they did was they put some dye in the water, and then they waited around to see, you know, what turned up green, because that was the color of the dye. But they didn't find that. So then they put these ping pong balls in the water, or in the cave, or the Devil's Creek, to see where the ping pong balls came back up at. And they never found the ping pong balls. So, pardon me. So yeah, that's that. All right, we're on our way down the hill. This is the easy part, so don't worry. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? Uh, wow. My mind is a blank. I can't think of anything to talk about. Mm, I was so excited about um, the hunting yesterday when we were talking about my friend's husband who hunts and fishes and all that stuff. And so I was so excited about being able to eat, eat, I guess it's eat from the wild or whatever. But the deal is, I had a whole fish in my freezer. And, I did have fish last week, but it was last week or the week before. I think it was last week. I had a whole fish. I didn't finish it, but I had one. So I was in that kind of a mood last night. And so yesterday I was in the mood yesterday. So after our walk, the first thing I did when I got inside was I, took my fish out of the freezer. And it was a whole fish. It was tilapia. Somebody had mentioned to me that I didn't mention the kind of fish that I eat. And so yeah, it's tilapia. And basically, I eat the thing whole. Well, I bake them up. Anyway, I was very excited that I wonder if this bus made his turn. We're gonna walk up here to this sign. Are we? Maybe we should stop. Oh, he's about to make his turn now. So yeah, he'll be able to. We'll stop here and just see when this man is able to make his turn. He ought to be getting out there. Can you guys, I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, he got out there. He ain't a scary bus driver, that's for sure. Okay, we're at 13 minutes, which is about right. Time for us to head back on up the hill. So yeah, I was just feeling that kind of a mood and took the tilapia down. Now, my daughter, I don't know if I said this or not, my daughter doesn't like the fact that I eat tilapia. And, she said, oh, it's some kind of manufactured fish. She said that it wasn't a real fish. So, not saying that I believed her or I didn't believe her, but with the internet, it's like you can look shit up. and so that's what I did. I looked it up. And quite honestly, there's a couple of fish that I don't know if they make them or clone them, or I don't know how that works. But yeah, there's the catfish and tilapia. But it never said that tilapia wasn't a real fish. I didn't read that anywhere. It looks like a real fish. It tastes like a real fish. All right. Well, you guys, this time for sure, I know I have stopped. But good thing is, Um, good thing is, I didn't stop on our way down. So, on the way up, it's always more challenging because it's uphill. I used to have a Fitbit, and the Fitbit would track how many flights of stairs did you climb, during the day. And this hill, the one that I'm climbing up right now, is equivalent to 6 flights of stairs. Uh-oh, somebody's calling. Nobody I know. You don't get an answer if I don't know you. And certainly not from a 646 area code. I don't even know where that is. All right, so we made it up the hill, and we only stopped one time. We get over here in our resting spot, and this is where we look down to the bottom of the hill, and we admire our progress of getting up the hill. This is, yes, where we do that. So, I don't know if you guys have Uber where you live. The human delivery service. Uber, the cars people, where they pick you up and then take you somewhere. Yeah, those people. Well, I know they have Uber Eats, and they got Uber, delivering people. And now they have Scuber. S like Sam, C-U-B-E-R. Scuber. And it's supposed to be some new thing they're coming out with where Scuba will deliver you like a ferry across water. And I was thinking to myself, I would not be, well, it's bad enough to get into a car with a stranger and expect them or trust them to take you where you want to go safely. So, that's bad enough. But the other thing is this. Now they want you to trust someone well enough to take you underwater and deliver you someplace, shuttle you someplace, and then what? I don't know if they're Ubering like the car. Somehow you get your car on this Scuba, and then they take you. I don't know. The only place I could think that they would take you here, in my part of the state, maybe Catalina. Catalina Island, that's the only place I can think. Unless it's someplace else you can get to if you cross the water. Well, I don't know. But one thing for sure, I'm not going to be doing it. And, just for no other reason than I can't swim. And we went on this Super Bowl cruise, and before the cruise actually starts, they take you over these safety precautions in case of emergency, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So it seems to me that if you're going to ride on this scuba, that there would be some kind of safety briefing before you actually took the ferry or scuba or whatever thingy, before you take it wherever you gotta go. So I don't know, well, even that is the same law on land as it is at sea. So you know how some of these people, the Uber drivers, were doing things that were against the law. And the question would be, I wonder, maybe I'll go down and go around. We're going to go a different way. The question would be, watch your step. Yeah, so the question would be, if these guys or girls, whoever wants to commit such a crime, if they are on the waters, not on land, but underneath the sea, basically under the sea, because you're going underground. So is that the same? Does the same laws apply? Who do you call when something like this is happening? You call 911? It just float out to water. I mean, it just seems like it would be something that requires a lot more, good word, security. Yeah, security, I think, would be a good word. Because, you're when you're on land, there's someplace you can run to if you get away. You feel me? And if you're underwater, you got a lot of things you got to consider. So, nah, I'll pass on the scuba. But you guys go right ahead if you feel comfortable. I don't know. There's no place that I need to get to today that requires me to cross any body of water or for me to get on water. Like I said, I can't swim. So I'm walking in all that mud and crap. Getting up here. They're doing, I don't know, some kind of construction or something. But they messed up the whole sidewalk with dirt and mud. Let's see, what else? Scuba. I saw it on TV, on the internet, and it may or may not be true. Some of those stories, you have to look and see where it's coming from. That's what I do a lot of the time. Because, maybe coming from Sally Boo Boo or, somebody we never heard of, but by no means a reliable source to get your information from. I could post something on the internet, like, the world ending tomorrow. I don't know that I'd get many likes or shares, or, people are going to be like, Angie said the world's going to end tomorrow. And, there's no verification. There's no resources that have been, quoted or, just anything to make it seem like what I'm saying is true. So no, I don't necessarily believe everything that I see on the internet, but it's an interesting thought for Uber to do something like that. But I don't know how practical it is. So we're doing good, guys. I'm a little bit winded and a little bit, a little bit not worn out, but I'm trying to keep walking without stopping. Well, we do have another little incline that we need to go up, and so we'll do that. Oh boy, oh boy. There's that man that we saw the other day. I told you guys I thought he was following me. Well, I told you guys I didn't like him walking behind me, and turns out he's just trying to get his little exercise on too. He ain't thinking about me, and that's usually the case. That's usually the case when I'm worried about something or paranoid. Just paranoid, honey. That's all that is. Fear of the unknown. It ain't mean anything about me. So, yeah. Look it. I had to take my jacket off again. Got a little warm. And I know we got to go up this hill. So, more power to you. That's what Briscoe Darling says. Briscoe Darling is a character in Andy Griffith, in the Andy Griffith Show. So, there's that. Good morning. All right. So we just got a little bit. We're not going to take the short road. Okay? We're not going to go that way. We're going to go this way. That way we'll come up around the front and we can sit on the bench if there's not any smokers out there. Just, you know what? I can't say nothing. I used to smoke cigarettes. So, but these trees though, it looks so pretty just hanging over the little walkway area. Look at that. It's just so nice. All right, guys, we're here. I'm gonna sit right here. So peaceful right now. It's so quiet. There are no cars going down Lassie. It's the time for 7:30. People ought to be on their way to work. Today's not a holiday or nothing. Well, it is hump day. I guess they get one day out of the week to be late. I hated being late for work. So I would leave. I'd leave work at 5 to be there for 7. And naturally, I would usually get there about 6. And so that gives me an hour because I was the office manager. Well, whatever that's worth. But I'd get there, I'd make the coffee and do some filing, which is easy to do after hours. But, my boss, how they are about overtime and stuff like that. So I would give them these hours, free work, or free labor. Is that what it's called? Free labor. And so I would come in at 6 and not have to start until, say, good morning, pretty good, and not have to start until, say, 8 o'clock. My hours were 8 to 5, so they would get a couple of hours of free labor out of me. But I did that so that I could avoid the traffic. Now, if I had left work and say, because my job was only less than 30 minutes away, okay? But the problem was the commuter traffic, which makes it last an hour. And so I was like, if when I get there, I won't be late. But then if I left at 7:30 trying to be at work for 8, I wouldn't get there on time because the traffic on the freeway was just horrific. It was just crazy. So that's a little tidbit about me. I used to get to work 2 hours early just to avoid traffic. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.